Okay, you guys, I am going to give my feedback on the Women Evolve 2023 conference. I do not have any notes in front of me. I am just going to be giving my full 24-hour review from attending the conference. So, first, this was my first time attending a Women Evolve conference, and it was amazing. That's the word I keep using to describe it. The way you go about purchasing the tickets is, of course, from Sarah Jake Roberts' website, which is, I'll list it down below. She, I believe, promotes the early ticket purchases right after past conference. So I purchased my tickets about 3 or 4 months ago. Leading up until that conference, there was other special events that you can also purchase, like the lunch and the Mind Your Business lunch, and then there were other types of special invites that you could also attend. So, getting that out the way, the purchase was simple. It was easy for me. There's different levels of how you can purchase it, and I had no reservations about purchasing the tickets at all. Second, the reason why I attended may have been different why somebody else attended. I attended it because I felt a need to attend it in my spirit. I could not explain it. I did not know how to try to explain it to anybody else, but I knew for myself I needed to attend this conference. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that has felt like that or could not put it in words on why they needed to attend it. I'm certain it was the Holy Spirit. Number 3, I most definitely felt a lot of distractions come up before I attended this conference, and what was probably one of the reasons why I needed to attend this conference. And when I say distractions, I mean there were a lot of small situations that came up that was trying to get me to change my mind about attending the conference. And I had to push through those distractions and remember that I had a goal that I promised myself when it came to attending this conference, and I was going to attend this conference no matter what. So I pushed through those distractions, and I made it to the conference, the first day of the conference, which was Thursday, September the 15th. So I got to the conference. I got there the day of the conference, which was Thursday. And I attended the first session. I cannot begin to tell you how the first session explained how I felt and why I needed to be there. It was amazing seeing so many women in one area, all there for the same thing, I believe. Women came there on a mission. And when I say on a mission, they came there they came there with open hearts. They came there with open minds. They came there with bringing whatever was trying to hold them back from attending this conference. They were going to leave it in the room. And I say all that, give me one moment. I say all that to say, there was definitely nobody in that room that was not willing to be vulnerable, to be open, to be willing to just bear themselves. Now, of course, everybody came with the serving looks. They understood the assignment. But the most important assignment I seen and I felt in that room was women being in that room, coming there for a purpose. Determination and motivation was definitely in that room. The speakers that Sarah chose were amazing. They hit every area that I had been thinking about, praying about, talking about, and asking for deliverance from, in a way that I just could not even believe that it was possible for someone to relate to those exact topics that I had been thinking about and asking for deliverance from, and just asking if it's possible to even get over this impossible situation or situations I may have been going through. I was so full from just day one, and that wasn't even a full day. It was from like 4 to I think maybe 8 or 9. And I was not disappointed at all. I was so ready and so empowered for what was going to come the next day. And excuse me, I may have my dates wrong. I don't have the dates in front of me. But on Thursday, when I arrived, that first half of the day for me was like just setting up what was to come the following day on Friday. So the first day definitely set the tone for what was to come. Every entire speaker in that little bit of time was amazing. The environment was safe. The atmosphere felt good. You felt like you wanted to stay in that globe life field and not leave. At least that's how I felt. I felt like I could stay there and just wait for each session to begin the next day and the next day. It felt so light, but yet so welcoming in that entire space. So day 1 for the conference ended. Day 5 was a full day. And when I say it was good to arrive early, it was good to arrive early, because it started at 9 and the doors opened the next day at 7 a.m. So people were getting their seats. They were getting in and making sure they got their seats so they could have a good view of all the guest speaker and Sarah on the stage as well. The seating was really nice. It was set up really good. If I didn't mention my seating, I was in the upper stadium seating, and then you could have, which was the friend level, which gave a good view of everybody on stage, and you could also see the TV monitors and look at everybody on stage if you were really high up. So that's where I was seated at with the purchasing of my ticket. On day 2, like I said, the session started from 9 a.m. and then basically ended at 10 p.m. with breaks in between. You can always go on her website and get the full schedule. The morning session, yet again, was just amazing. It had guest speakers that came out there that spoke on different types of topics for women, health topics, mental health topic, mind, body, and soul topics, relationship topics. I mean, literally every topic that you can imagine and think of that needed to be touched on to help women evolve from those situations that have been hindering them, it was talked on. For my personal experience, that second day I was overtaken by the amount of on-time words being given by those speakers that it took me into like another dimension. I was so in the moment that I could not believe that this was happening. for me and to me so then I could go home and share this experience with my community, my family, and generations to come. It's not about for me, it's not about seeing these individuals that we see on TV all the time. That is wonderful. It's about knowing that at that moment, God placed me there for the specific reason that I could not understand why I needed to be there. Months ago when I said I need to go. It was a privilege to be in that opportunity to witness so many women willing to help you push through those moments of feeling delivered, helping you during your worship. Women were holding hands, women were hugging, consoling one another. It was such a safe space. It was such an amazing space. And when Sarah came out on the first day, she said, this is not her moment. This was our moment. She was right. And it wasn't just for those that were in that room. It was for every woman in that room who was going to go back out and touch and agree with her community too. I can, like I said, day 2 was absolutely amazing. It spoke to my heart so much. It spoke to the areas that I have been wanting to hear God speak to me. And just wonder if he had heard me speak on those and heard those silent prayers. And it was all put into one room. There were breaks throughout day 2. And then ended the session with like a pajama session for the women. Like you can wind down and, just kind of like relax and unwind with the women as well. That was an amazing session as well. Sarah, Jake's mother, Sarita, also, First Lady Sarita, she was there towards the end of the session. That was such a wonderful session to me. It was lighthearted and it was laughter. First Lady Linda was there as well. It was just, it was amazing. It was an amazing end to the night, from all the worshiping that we were doing and the crying of happy tears and joys throughout the earlier part of the day. It was a nice way to end it. They did have a mind your business lunch in between that break that you could attend. I did not attend that. There were some people that I know that did attend it. That was amazing as well. That was more of an intimate setting with Sarah and other ladies in the panel that attended as well. That session was wonderful. I know it was wonderful, even though I did not attend it. I was so full just from day 1.5, day 2, leading into day 2 in the evening. It was amazing. Day 3, well, let me go back. Day 2, when it ended on such a light note, but a heavy note of knowing that I left what I was carrying in weight of having a little bit of questioning of why I needed to come and why I was there, and other things that I was also trying to kind of put together. It almost flooded me on day 2 of, like I said, why I needed to be there, the reason behind why I needed to attend, the reason why I was being distracted before I attended the conference. All of those areas that I was thinking about made sense once I got to the event, and day 2 just confirmed it. You also had the opportunity to purchase additional materials that gave support to you from these speakers that had books. She had set up, Sarah had set up areas where you could speak to therapists there. They had photo ops. Her stylist, I cannot think of his name right now, he had items there that you could purchase as well. It was schools that were connected to her there as well to give scholarship offers, trips there, that you, companies for getting trips to connect with them so that you can finish your education. Oh my goodness. It was supported by Wells Fargo, and they had information to help support you throughout your small businesses. I mean, anything that you can think of, you name it, it was there. And it didn't feel like it was a big, huge event because she's Sarah Jakes and, it's TD Jakes. Like, it didn't feel like that. It just felt like a regular event that you were attending that just had the benefits of purchasing items to benefit you. It didn't feel forced. It felt like you wanted to. So to me, I didn't even think twice of, oh, there's merchandise here and because there's an event here. It felt like it all made sense. It made sense to want to take that with you. It made sense to want to share that information with other people, because for me, I wasn't just there for myself. I was there for my family, for those that were going to come behind me. And if they needed this information that I was able to get at this moment, I was going to share it. So to me, that it made sense. And I thank Sarah for having that information there readily after each session, every seminar. Like, I appreciated that so much. She is amazing. And when I say she, I say Sarah Jake. Robert, she's amazing. Very humbled. Very, very humbled. All of her family, everyone there, every guest speaker, very, very humbly willing to give information. Nobody's a gatekeeper, as she said, to keep the information, which is good. Nobody should be. If you want to share the information and you want to evolve, you have to share what you know to help other people. So that was day 2, and then the experience with the items that were there as well. Day 3, I actually left day 3 in the morning, and day 3 was another session, which was I think it started at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. That was the men's panel. I did see a couple clips of how that went throughout the app that Sarah had created to show updates of what's going on, the status of the conference. That looked like it worked. It was well set up, and a lot of great advice from there. There was other things that went in between there. Again, you can look at the schedule on her website, and I'll put that below. But my personal experience, if Sarah ever watches this, is, and who's to say she will? I don't know. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. I personally want to thank her for being obedient, knowing that when you're called to do something, it doesn't make any sense, and it's not easily welcomed by people who don't understand it, but you only need a few people to understand your vision. And then when the vision comes together and other people can see, oh my gosh, they're grateful for it. And I am so grateful for it. My cup is so overfilled. The wonderful worship songs, I downloaded them all. The wonderful guest speakers, everybody there, the women that I met, And one particular person that roommate with me, she knows who she is. Just the divine timing of everything. It was amazing. I almost did not want to take off my Women Evolve badge when I got home. I just wanted to keep it on just to feel like I kept that moment forever. But I did, and I have, and there's so much more that I could share. But for those that attended this conference, you know exactly what I'm saying, what I'm speaking on, and you could probably go even further in detail. But when I say moving forward, I'm not apologizing or minimizing the glory that our Father is due. I'm not minimizing it at all anymore. I do not care who does not want to hear it. I don't care who doesn't believe it. In order to believe it, I dare you to list 3 things that seemed impossible that were possible. Those 3 things did not just happen just because a man allowed them to happen. God allowed them to happen. And don't minimize that. Don't minimize that. Don't waste your time here trying to understand why people don't like you, why people can't understand you, why you have to please people, why you have to keep fighting towards people. It's not about fighting with people. It's about letting God in the areas where you're a little low in, where you're lacking at. Saying yes to that. Changing yourself. Evolving yourself to be a better version of yourself. And that is what I want my channel to do. And I want to continue to encourage others, not just here, but outside of this screen that you're looking at. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that without any reservation. And I am not holding back. I'm not holding back. I'm not. I used to be a little bit reserved, like maybe they won't get it. Maybe they're going to think, no. This conference set a spark in me where it's like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. If it doesn't serve me, I'm not going to give any value to it. You got to give me something so then I can give you something when it comes to serving one another. It's only fair. And I mean, spiritually, we should be feeding one another. When you do that, things align so good for you that you won't be able to not thank and humble yourself and thank God for it. We don't have to keep punishing ourselves for things that we have been given thousands of years ago, the ability to just ask for forgiveness and move on. So we don't have to feel like we're bonded and staying like that. And worship him. Be it however way you do, worship your Father, worship him. He gave his only begotten Son for us. How could you not worship him? So I thank Sarah for following what she thought was impossible. She made it possible. Just being in that room with 40,000 women who were connecting to one another, who wanted this change, who wanted to evolve. I felt it. I feel it now. Even back at home in my state, I still feel it all the way from Texas. It's on me. It doesn't go away from you. You have that. And those moments when you have doubt, you remember exactly why you're doing it and who you're doing it for. And it'll all flood to you and it'll all make sense. So I want to wrap this video up and just thank everyone who watches this, all those women that attended the 2023 Women Evolve Conference. I hope you all enjoyed that conference just as much as I did. I hope you took away every single guest speaker's wise words, everything from it. I can't even narrow it down. Just everybody that was there for all 3 days. I hope you took something from it. I hope you go back, look at those videos you recorded, those notes you jotted down. Remember, those are those reminders that help you know that what you're doing is for purpose. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Excuse me. for getting teary-eyed. I'm still emotionally, I have so much joy in me that it comes out through my eyes, and I'm just so thankful. Like I know it's getting sweeter and sweeter after this. It's like just so sweet, and you just cannot forget to be humble and thank your Father daily. Thank him daily. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. I'm going to link Sarah's website down there below in the description box. I suggest anyone that did not get a chance to attend this conference, try to attend the 2024 conference. I can only imagine how high the bar is going to be set, because this one, for my first one, it set it. So I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed evening. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.